Colab Entertainment.
What's good, everybody? It's your girl, ToneMotivates, back with another Set the Tone interview on behalf of ColabEnt, and we are at the Star Bar with the dopest energy I probably ever witnessed so intimately. And we are sitting here with the great LARRT. How are you?
I am great. How are you doing?
I am great. So for those that might not know, please let the world know what it is that you do. One more time.
Yeah, sure. I don't mind. So I am a multi-million record producer.
Wow. Sort of a big deal.
So you were like 12 years old when I started.
You think so?
You look young to me.
Oh,
so,
thank you. I'm flattered.
So I worked with Britney Spears, NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, Justin Timberlake, R. Kelly, 50 Cent,
Okay.
Tupac.
Literally my era growing up. You're on point.
I have been really blessed to be in the right place at the right time.
Yes.
And people don't really necessarily understand production. And production is just more than just making a beat.
Right.
Sometimes you gotta fix the vocals. Sometimes you have to extend the record. And as a staff producer, I was able to do all those things under the Sony, RCA, Jive record labels as a career.
Wow.
So I'm truly blessed.
Legend.
Yeah.
Wow. I know you have so many memories.
You don't want to know some of those memories.
But that's all that's what it's about, living life.
Yeah.
So even though you might work hard, I'm pretty sure that it afforded you to do all of the things that you wanted to do in life.
Yeah. You know, because I used to go to Chicago and I'd be with the R. Kelly show. So I'm not joking, but I'm joking.
Yeah.
But I mean, like Rob was a very, very, very hard worker. So we'd be out all night until he got his inspiration.
Yeah.
Once he got his inspiration, boom, you're all the way out.
Yes.
So, am I talking too much?
No.
So, the idea was, whatever you do in the studio, do not go to sleep.
Okay.
So when you fell asleep, they would light a match under you, or it's all kind of crazy stuff. And it's good. It was all right.
That's awesome. That's so awesome.
Yeah.
So with everything that you've seen and created, all these great artists, how do you think the 90s have changed? Like, what's the difference between now and the 90s, I would say?
I would say lack of creativity now. Everyone has these beats, which I respect.
Right.
But they don't have the chords and the movement. They don't even make bridges.
Yeah.
You know, not that I want to have a long record, but the fact that you could possibly change up this record and take it to another level is simply lacking in today's music, in my humble opinion.
Yes. That's dope.
So I was telling the guys, feel free to make a bridge. And I understand that music is only 2 minutes and 4 seconds now.
Right.
Do something different and don't be monotone.
Yeah.
Don't be one thing. This is it. This is what they do. But you look back, there was movement and feeling. Just like with Charlie Wilson. Thank God I was able to, and that's R&B straight up.
Right.
I was able to do records with him, A&R his projects. Same thing with Joe. There's a lot of vocal movements. So nowadays I hear these new vocalists and they are one-dimensional.
Right.
I say multi-dimensional.
Yeah.
You know, just like I am trying to learn this dimension. What's happening with today's hip hop? I want to put that with back in the days R&B. And so people manage to do that from time to time. Chris Brown has done a good job of that. I did a couple of remixes for him. I did a remix for Chris Brown with Tupac. It was crazy. It was crazy.
That is so dope. I would literally love to be a fly on the wall for a day with you, just to see everything that you, like, it has to be eclectic. The things that you witness and like what you create and the people that you created with.
It's weird because, yes, it is a shock to the system when you're working with these artists. But sometimes you do the music and send it to the artist. So I'm not always, or we are not as producers always sitting in the same room. So if I'm in New York, Chris had worked in LA. That song would just be sit over there. I wouldn't necessarily have to go there. And then once they did their part, it would come back to us. So it was always a system. Depending on what city you were in and who was working on the project. So it's a great thing, you know.
If you could bring back one artist from back in the day that's no longer with us, who would it be?
Well, that's 1,000% Prince for me. Without a doubt, I would bring back Prince. His creativity, his willing, he took chances from day one. And after all this time, no one's matched his style. People have tried to, you know, copy it, but forget about it.
One of a kind.
Yeah, he was one of a kind.
One of a kind.
And then he had a very long shelf life and still communicating between R&B, pop, and, you know, even rock and roll. So I love him. That was my guy.
He could do anything. He wore ashless chaps.
No, it's ridiculous.
He looked better than most women.
And he had heels. He was walking around with 5-inch heels. Playing basketball.
So the stories from Charlie Murphy are true? Oh, wow. That is so awesome. Like, you know, just to compare all of the legends from back in the day, and even to see how it comes full circle with the new artists using and sampling that music from back in the day. Like, I love that, especially when they do it right, they really pay homage to the culture.
Yeah. I mean, but for Prince was like, we were on a bus, and he would just stop out of nowhere, like the Charlie Murphy story when he stopped and they want to play basketball.
And kick their ass at it, too.
Yeah. In heels. That's true.
Didn't change.
Oh, my God. And all those Rick James stories are true, too.
Yes, that's crazy. I mean, I expected. I mean, it is Charlie Murphy. That's Eddie Murphy's brother, you know what I mean? But he was so to the T with, and I kind of knew it was true. Because what he had to lie for? He didn't make it up, but he was funny as hell. So and then Dave Chappelle to play it out, that was crazy. That really put us, like people that weren't there, back in the moment, especially growing up, and those was like who my mom listened to. Like my mom's favorite. That's the music that I woke up to on Sunday morning when she's cooking and cleaning. Get the butt up and come and help. You know, this is the music that was playing. So like to put, like to see some of the stories like behind the scenes, because we didn't have all that back in the day. You know, you saw the artist, if you went to a concert or, you know, once music started getting on TV, you saw it a little bit, but it was in-person experiences. You had to go to that concert. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. Now it's so many different avenues to see behind the scenes and stuff like that. You get to know the artists more, sometimes to a fault. Sometimes to a fault.
I agree with that. I was born and raised in Detroit, Michigan. So I had the Motown sound. I had like the Parliament Funkadelics, the funk, and everything. And then I had the Detroit Rock City. So I was multi-influenced by all these things.
Yes.
And it changed the way I thought about music in general. It's not one-dimensional.
Right.
It's in my opinion, multi-dimensional music. So, and that's why I was able, in my career, to work with any kind of artist.
Yeah, yeah.
I work with, like, what is that guy's name? Michael, whatever. He had a song. I can't remember his last name.
Is there anyone up and coming or newer, I would say, that not necessarily that you have your eye or ear on, but is somebody that you would possibly work with if they came to you and said that they would like to collaborate?
I would work with SZA.
Yeah?
For real. Because I was listening to her lyrics and I listened to her vocal movements.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, she's so smooth with it.
Yeah.
And I could see myself transforming a record for her.
Mm-hmm.
I would do that for sure.
Awesome.
That's the only person I can think of right now.
Yeah. Are you familiar? Have you heard of Ari Lennox? Her music?
Annie Lennox?
Yeah, Ari Lennox. She's from J. Cole's.
Nope.
Well, she's very sultry. She's kind of SZA-ish. But she's very she's very sultry. You know, like down to earth. She also tells stories and stuff like that. Her music has definitely been therapy for me recently, like the past 3 years. Yeah. I mean, through and through. I came out here to the Meat District just to see her perform. And it was like a little intimate setting. My friend bought it for me for my birthday. And the tickets was like $20, but I couldn't have been more happy. I'm like, you really love me, sis? Yes. I'm like, you really? She's like, oh my God, all you do is play her music. Like, shut up. But yeah, she literally tells stories, and it's like she's sitting talking to you. You know what I mean? She's true to herself.
I gotta get into that.
Yeah.
I would love to focus on that.
Yes, yes.
How long has she been out?
I would say maybe at least like 7 years. I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah. She has a couple of LPs. She recently sampled something. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but she was kind of mainstream with that. She's very underrated, I think. She's very underrated. But yeah, she's very Giveon, Sir. I love Sir as well. He's a male singer. But they're like, to me, the new age D'Angelo.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
yeah,
like that. That's what they give me. You know what I mean? Like the new generation. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. On the A&R side, A&R Anthony Hamilton, Joe, dude. All those real vocals that came across. This is before auto-tune.
Yeah.
And also I worked with T-Pain.
Oh, he is a talented.
I mean, you know, he is who he is.
Yeah.
And he always cracked jokes with me. Yeah, because of my ears. You can
tell he's very silly in real life.
No,
like.
he's so real.
Yeah.
I gave him his first drum machine.
Wow.
Yeah.
And he ran with it.
The rest is history.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's so dope.
So I've just been lucky or blessed. Not lucky, blessed.
Yes.
To be in the right place at the right time.
Yes.
For my whole career.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and anytime I will say this. I'm sorry if I'm talking too much.
No.
But I wanted to tell all the up-and-coming people that are trying to get this on, you have to be ready for your opportunity. Everyone wants to have an opportunity.
Yes.
But if you do, you need to be ready. Because it's the worst feeling in the world.
Yeah.
When you're not prepared, when you get a chance to be prepared.
Right.
So that's all I want.
Yes. Work hard for what you want. So when you're ready, you're grabbing those opportunities. You're not letting them slip through your fingers because you never know when the opportunity will be.
1,000%.
So I don't know if you're into the social media that much and stuff because you know you're a legend and all. But please let the people know where they can find you.
Now, I'm very lazy at that. No, let me tell you why.
Okay.
I like the, not recluse, but reclusive lifestyle.
Yeah.
All I want to do is make records and find artists.
Wow.
I don't need myself personally to be built up as anything other than what I was when I started.
Yeah.
And no,
yes,
I don't care. But you know,
that's beautiful. That's beautiful. And coming from hundreds, millions of people that are like me, you know, I love to write. I aspire to do voiceovers and, you know, just everything that I'm doing right now. Like, this is how I am at home. And they're like, Tone, why don't you do this? So I got interviewed when I was a kid, you know?
Yeah.
I recorded 106 in Park and played it back and, you know what I mean? Did the dances when videos was really videos and all that stuff. So just to be able to be on the customer side, the consumer side and say, here, all of the stuff, you know what I mean, that you put out there and everything like that, and then to be able to sit with you, that's like that's a full circle moment for me. You know what I mean?
I would say, today's environment is different, right? I have made my point, me personally.
Right.
And it used to be where we actually sold CDs and, you know. So for me, I've done what I've done. And anything else, I'm going to do it speaking for myself. Today's youth, i.e. you, you know, you guys have a different role because there's thousands of people trying to do what you're trying to do. So I have a little different view of it because if the music doesn't speak for itself, it ain't speaking. All this stuff we listen to is, I wouldn't know one artist from the other.
Right.
So who's going to step out and make something different? For example, you have to tell me when to stop talking. There's a lot of artists that actually have different sounds. But there's a lot of artists that are monotone. They're straight across. I'm saying take your chance. Just like the artists we're working with tonight, I'm like, expand your range. Say something different.
Right.
For once.
Yes, and tonight is literally a smorgasbord of everything. You can tell everybody is in their authentic path and their lane doing what they want to do. It's like a soundtrack of everything. Everything. You know, and it's so, so dope. But just remember, anything that you want, you can accomplish. Just work hard with it. And thank you so much, Mr. Larry Rock.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
As always, guys, always love.